How many of you have learned a foreign language? I'm pretty sure that most of you would say that you have taken a class in high school, whether it be Spanish, French, or even German, or something else. But in most schools, sign language is not an option, and there are so many students that would rather learn sign language instead of one of the basic languages. I know that I would personally take sign language instead because my aunt has a kid and she is partially deaf. And now because of this, I am stuck learning it with just my family and the people who are around me instead of being taught in a school. But I was never given the option to because my school district does not offer it, as well as many other districts. There is a high deafness rate in the US and around the world, and there are so many benefits to learning sign language and why it is more beneficial to learn instead of the basic Spanish, German, or any other language. So first of all, most people don't know what exactly deafness is. And this is a problem with the eardrum where it does not take in the sound and the vibrations of sound, and so they cannot hear. And right now there is no cure for it, and doctors can only give you hearing aids or anything to try to enhance sound for you so you can hear it better. And according to deafness, it is an estimated that 3 in 1,000 babies are born deaf. And this is one of the number one birth defects in the US. And therefore, I feel there should be an option for you to learn this in the school for how many kids actually are deaf. And also there is over 100 different forms and types of being deaf. There is not just one line of you're deaf and you cannot hear. There are levels where some people can hear kind of but not good enough and they need a hearing aid, or they can hear but it always helps just to have those extra hand gestures so they can understand more. Also, it is a lot easier to learn for most people instead of a Spanish or a French or a German or whatever the language may be, because instead of having to learn how to say a whole new word, it's learning something completely new, something how to do it with your hands. And stated by Fellman, you can get different types of cochlear implants and many different types of hearing aids that fit how you need them. And so, also, it takes a lot of time for people normally to get it down perfectly and learn each sign to each word, but even though, also stated by Selmans, that kids have a higher reading level due to learning sign language, because most of the signs are so iconic that the signs look like what the words actually are, and therefore it helps the child to remember what the words are to the signs. And so this is easier to learn when you are younger, because that's when your brain is most active and you will be learning like it is normal. But again, any age can start learning this, and there is no age limit, and you can always expand your mind and learn new things. Also, why I believe that schools should teach this especially is because there are a lot more options for you, because yes, I do understand that the other languages like Spanish is important, but most of those people are bilingual and they will know English instead, especially if they live in the US. And so if you are deaf, that's all you have really. You can't have perfect English, and you cannot really learn another language again because your speech is not as clear. And so it is a lot better, I think, to learn sign language because that's maybe their only way of communication. And so a lot of colleges, like four-year colleges, also require a different speech or different type of language that you know to get in, and this could be one way that you could do it, and it also could again be a lot easier for you to know and be something a little bit different that could help you later on in a job or help you even get a job. And you could go on to teach people that, or even just have it as a fun little language between you and your friends. And also, a lot of kids I know, and to get the different language to get into one of those 4-year schools, is they'll just take arts instead of an actual different language because they feel that they don't want to learn the Spanish or German or any other language because it will be too hard and too difficult for them. And so therefore they just take art classes, because most schools will also take that and put it in place of a foreign language. And so this causes the kids who take the art classes to have a higher GPA, and it look better to those schools, and they can also get in. And so for the kids who struggle through Spanish and any other language, that could possibly lower their GPA if they're not as good as it, or if they're really struggling. And so it is not fair to the kids who really, really push themselves to get into the Spanish class and get a decent grade enough to pass, when kids are doing art and making it a lot easier. So today I have informed you on the benefits of learning sign language and how it can be treated with hearing aids and different levels of hearing aids, and also why it is more beneficial for you to use your time and learn this amazing language instead of learning the basic Spanish, French, or German. Like most people are just bilingual, you can always help that one person that is deaf with knowing sign language. Thank you.